Hi there, Acorn class. I'm so excited that you've decided to try a 5 Science Week Electron activity. The first step is really nice and simple. All you have to do is listen in to me reading one of my favourite stories from when I was your age called Who Sank the Boat? Beside the sea on Mr. Pepper's place there lived a cow, a donkey, a sheep, a pig, and a tiny little mouse. They were good friends, and one warm sunny morning, for no particular reason, they decided to go for a row in the bay. Do you know who sank the boat? Was it the cow who almost fell in when she tilted the boat and made such a din? No, it wasn't the cow who almost fell in. Do you know who sank the boat? Was it the donkey who balanced her weight, who yelled, "Oh, get in the bow before it's too late"? No, it wasn't the donkey who balanced the weight. Do you know who sank the boat? Was it the pig as fat as butter who stepped in at the side and caused a great flutter? No, it wasn't the pig as fat as butter. Do you know who sank the boat? Was it the sheep who knew where to sit to level the boat so that she could knit? No, it wasn't the sheep who knew where to sit. Do you know who sank the boat? Was it the little mouse, the last to get in, who was lightest of all? Could it be him? You do know who sank the boat. Splash! You can see all the characters there, stomping back up onto the shore, all soaking wet, and the little mouse, last of all, following behind them. Well, thanks for listening into my story. I love that. I read that to my little boy Fred at night time, and it reminds me of when I was a little boy myself. Anyway, let's get on to the activity, the science activity. I've got some questions and some challenges that you might like to complete. First of all, can you find anything in your house that would float on top of the water in your bath or paddling pool to act as a boat? Once you've found that, run yourself a bath or put water in the paddling pool and float your boat on top of it. The next challenge is to find some objects which in your house, which you think, or garden, that you could actually use to sink the boat. And you can put them in one by one, just like the story. You could even pretend that each little thing was a character from the story if you wanted. And if you run out of characters, you can make up your own new characters. Once you've sunk the boat, I've then got an extra challenge for you. Can you sink the boat, but can you use the most objects possible? How many objects can you find to sink the boat, but in the most possible objects? Another challenge is the same. Can you sink the boat, but this time with the fewest, the smallest number of objects to sink the boat? Once you've done that, I'd like you to compare the objects you used. What do you notice about the objects for the most? What did you notice about the objects for the fewest? I suppose finally, if you're still enjoying yourselves, and you know what, you can earn yourself another 5 Science Week electrons if you do this, why not repeat the whole activity, but this time with a different size boat? So if you used a small boat like this, perhaps you could try again with a big size boat like this. Or, I suppose, if you started with a big size boat like this, why not try with a small little boat like this? And then I'll ask you the questions, how does this affect, how does this change the results? Does it take the same number of objects? More objects, less objects? Do you need heavier objects, lighter objects? What do you notice about this? Good luck, Acorn class. I can't wait to hear how you get on.